Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Take Two Radio. We are pleased to bring you interviews with people in the entertainment and music industry, discussions and recaps of the 4 remaining daytime soaps. That's The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives, as well as various other shows. For upcoming and previous shows, check take2radio.com. That's with the number 2. And you can find us on Blog Talk Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and other streaming apps. Follow us on social media at Take Two Radio, and thanks for listening.
Hey, good evening, everybody. This is David from Take Two Radio Soaps and Review, and I'm here for Pam, who's out feeling ill, and our friend Anthony is ill, and I'm waiting for Candice and Carolyn to join me. And they should be coming in soon. And today we're going to talk about our soaps, Days of Our Lives, Bold and the Beautiful, General Hospital, and The Young and the Restless. So let's see what's new in the world first. We have Days of Our Lives, who is coming up big. We got Kristen is acting all strangely, and she's trying to get rid of Sarah. And on Young and the Restless, we got Abby having a baby. By way of Mariah and Devon. And General Hospital, Cyrus Renault is plugging up the place. And on Bold, we have a separation going on with Liam and Liam and Hope because of Steffi and all the aftermath of that. So hopefully they will be joining me soon. Until now, I'm waiting.
Well,
until now.
Let's see if the show stays up this time. I'm not sure what happened. And, that's what you deal with live radio. So,
yeah.
Hopefully everybody else calls in.
That was a fact. That's a common thing. That's a common thing. That's happened before with us, and we've run with it. We just do what we can, right?
Yeah, exactly. But it's annoying. So I apologize to all the listeners, and hopefully if you guys don't catch this live, you'll catch it on the replay. And in the meantime, before we got cut off, I think you were saying something about Tao
Penglis. Yeah, there was a podcast with Tao Penglis, who plays Tony and Andre on Days, and it was alerted to us that on the 39-minute mark, give or take, he mentioned about there being an EJ recast, or EJ's coming back. We know James Scott is probably not doing it.
No, and neither is, there was a rumor that it was going to be Daniel Goddard, and it's not him either, from what I read from the article. So we still don't know who's replacing as EJ. And I actually would have liked to have seen Daniel Goddard as EJ, because I think he would have did very well.
Yeah, I think so too. I always liked him.
Yeah, me too.
I always thought he's a personable one. I know there's many out there who don't really care for him as an actor, but I never had any problem with him. I thought he was endearing.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, you know what? I don't know if it's so much that maybe they didn't like him as an actor. I think maybe it was the character, or maybe it was the coupling. I know there was a lot of fans out there, that liked Lily and came together, and then there was others that didn't. So who knows? But I think he would have made a good EJ. Candice, what do you think?
We're talking about Daniel Goddard.
Yeah.
I mean, I did say he could. I don't know. I'm interested to see who they're gonna pick. But I did say him, but he may have other projects. So, yeah. Yeah,
well, I was just saying, I read in the article that it's not going to be Daniel Goddard. So, I mean, that leaves a million other people, but I don't even know. I can't even picture somebody else being EJ at the moment.
Unless it's a newcomer. Unless it's a newcomer or somebody who has been on Days before.
Yeah. I don't know. I put it out there, who do you guys want to see as the recast? And the few answers that I got, everybody was saying Daniel Goddard, but unfortunately it's not him. So I think we're not going to find out unless somebody leaks it before his start date.
Well, they said, Teo, and I'm sorry, Teo, oh, honey, I'm so sorry this happened today. He's going back April 8th. So they said by then, that's when the EJ, so apparently so we got, 2 weeks or next week that the person is going to start filming as EJ. So all I know is I was like many who was listening to because I watched Mission Impossible. I remember when Teo was on Mission Impossible 90s on ABC. For those who don't know, go on YouTube. And when he said that, I was like, what? Wait, I don't think he's supposed to have said that. I'm like, oh. So, yeah.
That was my thoughts, too. I think it was a slip of the tongue. And
yeah, I think, or it's one of those things where I think he thought the PR people had said something, but
I wonder if he got a slap on the wrist for that,
Mm-hmm.
Because that spread like wildfire. Like, wait, EJ's been recast. I mean, we kind of figured that was going to happen eventually, like one day. But it's just now that it's now concrete. It's like, okay, the first person I know a lot of people was asking was about Daniel Goddard because if you follow Daniel Goddard on social media, you know that he does follow people at Days of Our Lives. There was that wishful casting about Daniel Goddard being as EJ. It would be the number one choice, but like they said, it's not Daniel Goddard. So the next person, it could be Aiden Turner, formerly of All My Children, who's currently on OWN. There's other people probably in digital that, the best, I'm just saying, or somebody who used to be on Days who was going to play a new character, or you know what I meant.
Aiden is not on OWN anymore, because I used to watch.
He used to be. Yeah.
Did you ever watch that show? If Loving You Is Wrong?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! Did they mess up that ending or what?
They really did. I don't want to talk about it.
I'm telling you, they left.
Pam, we'll talk about it. We'll talk.
I'm devastated.
There's certain shows that really irks me, especially their finale, knowing that it's the finale, and sometimes I'll be like, okay, it's their finale, they might do it right, especially if they had a bad couple of episodes. But that's what, I'm not gonna talk about it. You know why? Because we're not gonna talk about it. That's for another time, another show, go on social media, follow me. I'll tell you everything. This ranks up to How I Met Your Mother finale. If you see How I Met Your Mother, you know why I'm saying that. So yeah, I'm not gonna talk about it. We're not gonna talk about it. See, Pam got me started. I'm not gonna talk about it. It ranks up to Capital's finale with Salone, and I didn't know as a 5-year-old if she got shot or not. I'm still mad. I don't know. Okay.
I'm telling you. And then when they announced that they were gonna, do a standalone show to wrap it up, I thought they were going to do an actual show, but they didn't. They did, an online thing, which was understandable at that time.
I get it. Creativity is key. Yay.
Right. But they had just, people interviewing each other. Oh, well, you were great as a character, and, we love this and that and whatever. And that's all they did.
What?
They didn't wrap nothing up. So that's the first time I have to say that I am disappointed in Tyler Perry.
Creativity is key, but I need some answers to some questions that I have. Okay, that's all I ask for in life. I don't ask for much on a given day, but on that given day, I was like, huh? What? Hey, Oprah, Tyler Perry, we need to talk.
Yep, exactly. Yep. Exactly. So, anyways, I'm not sure where Carolyn is at or Will is at, so let's go ahead and just talk a little bit, starting with Bold and the Beautiful. The last time I was on, I was extremely disappointed with the Steffi situation and how she had changed her mind from 1 minute to the next about leaving and blah, blah, blah. Well, they made up for it, so I will let them off this time.
They cleared it up pretty quickly, didn't they?
They sure did.
But I have to give kudos to Hope for telling Liam that she needs a break.
Yep,
and
it's the road, Jack.
She asked him to leave.
It's the road, Jack. You see that curb out there? Go get on it.
Not even that. It's to me, okay, first and foremost, happy 34th to Bold and Beautiful, 34 years. Remember since day one. Remember the good times. Okay. The one thing that I was really proud of is that both women, because I've been saying this for the longest time, is one of these women needs to end the cycle, now. Because it's getting to the point where it's okay, you both are being played by somebody. And I'm sorry, if you're a Liam fan, understand that this is nothing against Scott Clifton. Scott Clifton has played this role perfectly for me to say this. Liam is an emotional abuser. He is.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's not a physical. It's a difference. And the thing is that he knows knows that both women, he's the kryptonite to their super women, okay?
Right.
And he knows that. To me, it's like, okay, if I disagree with Hope, if I don't have anything, worthy, I can go to Stuffy. Stuffy's going to let me in. First and foremost, yes, you have kids with both women. Okay, so you automatically have a connection. You work with them in some shape, form, whatnot, okay. But to me, it's like, Liam, you can't keep doing this. I keep saying this. If Liam was half the man that we thought he was, he could have ended all of this. This could have been resolved if he was a man and gone in to confront Thomas and Hope. I put Hope in quotations because it was the mannequin. For you to go ahead and really believe that Hope would do something like that to you, Liam, and you go over and drink tequila with Steffi, who, by the way, Steffi, I ain't forgive you either, because I think I mentioned this, is that you're a recovering addict. Why are you drinking tequila?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you must have, like to me, you was already, and Liam knows she was emotionally down. Like her, it's like, okay, my heart is broken. I'm so conflicted. This is the thing that I wanted. Da 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 da. Okay, fast forward. Now, I do love Steffi and Finn. I love them because first and foremost, it's nice that Steffi has an out. She has something new. She was afraid that she lost it because of her past. Okay, I love the fact that even though Finn, I find it really interesting that he is doing all of this. I want to know more about Finn, and I'm hoping we find out. I don't want him to be like a bad person. I want him to still like have some goodness, okay? I love the fact that Liam actually has found somebody who's not going to tolerate him. Just barging into Steffi's house. Like, dude, you got a key? Call first. Just don't walk in because you don't know what's going to happen. With Hope, I love the fact that she, like, I think it was last week or the week prior, when she found out about the possibility that Liam wasn't the father and stuff, and she started laughing. And some people thought maybe she was laughing because that was a sign of relief, like, oh, okay, good, I can get back with Liam. I said, to me, Hope was laughing because she was thinking, how am I a stupid idiot? I'm such a stupid idiot. It took for this to make me finally realize something that has been going on for the last decade, is that he's played us so well that he knows that I'm supposed to forgive him for this. I love what Hope said to Liam. I love the fact that Liam was caught off, was blindsided by the situation because he's so used to Hope saying, well, yeah, we can work everything out. I'll take you back. He's so used to Steffi saying that too. I love that finally, I bet my aunt money on this. I told her, we actually said today was the due date. It's the bet in that by March 25th, that picture was going to come down. The picture came down last week. Well, I got $10 from off today.
Yeah.
That's a red letter day.
That was an easy $10 made. I think that's the thing. I know people has always said, they wanted Hope to come over and slash the picture or somebody set the picture on fire. I've always said Steffi has to be the one to do it because that is her. That's her attachment to the past. You know how they say, the meaning of pictures are. They're a moment frozen in time. You can always look at that picture and go back to a good time, some happy time, but you can't be stuck in the past. I love that scene. I love the new photos because it's mostly her life. She has pictures of her family. She has pictures of her new relationship. And I like the fact that even though he's not really a relationship, he is still the father of her firstborn. I love that picture of Liam, Kelly, and Steffi. But I was like, oh my gosh, like there's actual real wall. I was like, look how much space that picture took. I was like, you can put awards up there, girl, with Hope. I love how she said about Thomas. like she told when Liam said it's Thomas's fault. Dude. Yes and no, but mostly it's you, Liam, because you constantly have been doing this act for actually a decade and a half, like almost a decade and 2 years. So I love the fact that, okay, you don't have Steffi. Steffi's now engaged. She's about to have a baby. She's happy right now. Hope had to find her happiness. And right now, like she said, I'm just tired. She spoke from the fans. We're tired. And we need a break. And like some people said, not a 6-week break, not a 6-day break, not a 6-month. Look, let's go there. Fred, do a whole year. Do a whole year. Because I feel as though this is the time where we need to see Hope on her own. And we've seen Hope on her own before. We have. Right. But Liam hasn't been on his own before.
No, I can't remember the last time Liam's been by himself.
Right. This is going to be real interesting. I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah. Good job, Bo. And I'm sorry, I will say this. Bo is always that soap that be like giving you something and then be like, then you get all like, oh, I can't stand the show. I can't stand, Fred Bell. I can't do all that. And then all of a sudden something like this happened. This is like, oh my gosh, like, thank you. You must have been listening to us. Thank you. Always happens.
We would hope so. I mean, I guess he finally got the Q-tips out and cleaned out his ears because we've been saying it for a long time. So,
yeah.
So I wonder if they'll bring in somebody new for a possible Hope relationship.
They're going to probably do Thomas. They're going to do Thomas. They're probably going to do Thomas. But see,
that's what my thoughts are too. And I want to see Liam sitting on the sidelines just crying his eyes out because he lost both. Because in my opinion, he used that excuse of what happened with Thomas and the mannequin to run over to Steffi. He was looking for an excuse, maybe subconsciously, but I think he was looking for an excuse. It's just all about Liam, and that's it. He has no consideration for anybody else. How dare he say he loves anybody but himself? Because he surely doesn't. That's not how you love people.
No, it isn't. But I have a hunch, and I hope they don't go there. Now they have Wyatt so happy and about to marry Flo, I don't want to see Liam go with Flo.
Okay. I'm just going to say
well,
this.
I could say bye-bye, Flo, and not even feel anything about it, so.
Right, me too. Bye, Flo. See you, girl.
Yep.
We'll have your memorial soon.
Take your mama with you.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess those two aren't doing it for you, huh?
No. It's boring.
They started out as two interesting characters that fell flat. And it's, again, I always say this, like I think, because me and my friends were talking about this, we think what happened was, at a certain point, the show started to favor more of Shauna, like saw more potential with Shauna, because she was in that bracket where she could go against Quinn or Brooke or Katie or Donna or anybody else like that. With Flo, considering the fact that she was a part of the baby situation, I felt as though they kind of was like, what can we do with this character to kind of try to save her, make her redeemable, which, by the way, subs, you don't always have to do that, and thank you. And they just was like, hey, let's make her a part of the canvas, of a part of the family. By the way, subs, you don't have to do that all the time. But once they made her a Logan, that was kind of it with Flo. And Flo, to me, she's never paid for any of the consequences.
Right.
None. And where's Reset? Where's this money at? Where's that $50,000 at?
Yeah.
With Shauna, I don't know. Like, the Thelma and Louise act with Quinn, it kind of got boring. Now, see, if Brad Bell was listening to the show, he would actually have put Shauna with Eric, give Quinn something to be really mad about.
I was just going to say that. I think it would have been more interesting because we would have had more Quinn going crazy with Shauna and Eric being together. Now, that would have been a storyline.
Like, no offense about the whole Quinn, the whole Ridge, Shauna, and Brooke thing. It was cute. It was nice, but really, no.
No.
They did it wrong. They did it wrong. If they would have had Shauna, Bill, and Katie, I would have bought that too.
Yeah.
Would I bought Shauna and Thomas? Guess what? I would have. Oh, yes. I have. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I had that whole story in my head. It would have been juicy.
Oh, I don't know if I could get with that.
Because remember, Thomas's whole thing was he wanted to bust up Ridge and Brooke. Remember,
right.
Go back to when. Yeah. Okay, so I could see that him working with Shauna to seduce Ridge and make Brooke feel as though a certain type of way would bust up Brooke and Ridge, and Thomas would I could saw that. Like, Thomas, because to me, Thomas was a puppet master during the whole Baby Beth storyline. Like, he emotionally pulled everybody's strings. So, him pulling, Hope, Liam, Stassi, Zoe, Ridge, and Brooke, and have Shauna's help, because I could see Thomas going to Shauna and says, you know what, I know what your daughter did. Now help me. Now, if you don't want your precious daughter to go to jail, you're going to help me with my plan of getting rid of Ridge and Brooke. That's all.
Yeah,
I wish I was writing. Yeah, I wish I was writing for a soap opera. Hey, I got some ideas. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I hear that there's going to be a big storyline for Dollar Bill, which I hope there is, because he has been slacking off. He really hasn't had a storyline other than to reprimand his children or put his 2 cents in here or there.
Yeah, I heard through the grapevine that it's a murder mystery, and y'all know
that's what I heard.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm saying, okay, Bold, listen. There's some people who believe that Vinny may be the one, but I'm telling you, if you do Flo. Nothing against the actress, but if it's Flo, I'm going to let you know right now, you're going to see some people having hashtag Flo Logan is dead parties trending on Twitter. Because,
But she's got to rise to that occasion where they want her dead, and she doesn't seem like now there isn't anything.
But that's the beauty of a murder. Is that they don't have to have a reason. You could be just doing like dotty, and then all of a sudden it's like, who shot JR? Who shot Flo? Like, who pushed Flo?
Well, I also saw something maybe a couple weeks ago, I think. And, these things are always rumors, and I don't read the whole thing. I just get what I get from posting the titles and stuff like that about Flo going to the dark side, that she has in dark intentions once she got back into the Forrester family. So now she's back in, so something might happen with that, and where she goes to the dark side and then someone ends up killing her. So that's a possibility.
Well, here's the thing about when Bold and Beautiful does that, I always go back to this one spoiler. Because sometimes I feel as though Bold and Beautiful will be playing around with the spoilers. They word it certain ways. Because I remember when they had said Thorne is returning to come and take Allie home. Little did we know Thorne was coming back. He was taking Allie home. Well, he wasn't really, but he kind of did when Allie died. So to me, it's like, okay, Flo, dark side, okay. Go into the light, girl. Go into the light. Go into the light.
Yeah.
your daddy.
And then there's also rumor about Caroline coming back, and she's dead, but as we know, nobody's really dead on a soap. So, but I'd be curious to see how that is explained, because then Thomas might be in trouble again, or maybe he didn't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Candice. I know you're chomping. Go.
Okay. She died of a heart murmur. What was it? The heart medication?
No, I can't remember now.
No, I thought it was an aneurysm.
That's what it was. Wasn't it like a heart aneurysm? Because they said like medication was.
I thought it was in her brain, but I could be wrong.
We're gonna say we're gonna say the medication caused her. Okay. So what if he just assumed? And for people to think that I'm making this up, I'm not, because what was the actress name that played on Charlie's Angels in that 70s show? Tanya Roberts, right?
Tanya Roberts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here's what could have happened to Caroline. Based on a true story, folks, they rushed her to the hospital. Thomas and them rushed her to the hospital. She flatlined for a minute. Thomas walks out of the hospital, right? 24 hours later, he missed a phone call from Caroline's doctor saying, oh, by the way, she flatlined, but we brought her back to life. Here she comes to California, shows up. You're alive? Yes, and you're going to jail, you son of a... Okay, and that'll be Friday Skillfinger. There you go.
Yeah, but you know what? I have a little problem with that, because to me, unless she has amnesia from coming back from the dead for a minute, to me she would have went beelined it right to get her daughter.
You mean Thomas? I mean Douglas?
I mean her son, yeah.
Okay, so this is what we're doing. We're going to say that she was like in a rehab, getting herself back together. And then we go from there. Because remember, also remember this too. She didn't tell Hope that she could. Well, not only that, but this is why I have a little issue about Thomas and Hope, because if they do get together, I need for Thomas to clarify, or Hope to find out that Caroline did not authorize for Hope to be Douglas's mother. That was Thomas writing a letter saying that Caroline wanted Hope because they were best friends, which I don't remember, but okay, to raise Douglas. So if we're going to do, so that play, like if Caroline does show back up, okay, that needs to be addressed. Where Caroline is like, you told her to do what? And then you have poor Douglas who's like, well, who's my mommy?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. That would be an interesting story.
CBS, if y'all need anybody, I'm available, I guess. I don't know. I like writing.
Yeah. Candice is available.
Anything else about Bold?
No.
Because there's really not much more.
Well, Jackie's gone, so how long? Maybe 6 weeks.
Well, I know
she'll be off.
They said that she pre-recorded, she pre-filmed some scenes that's going to be stretched out. So I don't know. But I just want to point this out. First of all, if anybody's seen the Bold and Beautiful video, the Instagram video that of their pop-up event. Okay. When you watch it, I'm going to just say this. How did that girl, I'm just going to say it, how that girl snapped back that quick after having a baby is beyond me, y'all.
I'm telling you, I don't understand how some people get that lucky.
Because she was the surprise. Because somebody that I know actually went, and they was like, well, we knew Catherine was going to be, we But when they saw Jackie there, they started and they took pictures, and she's. I know she dances. She danced because I know she's a hardcore dancer, and she was doing those choreography moves. Right. But then again, she wasn't showing, like, when she made the announcement, she was halfway done with this pregnancy. She was halfway through the pregnancy.
Yeah.
So, if anything, that's a goal.
Some people are just lucky that way. I mean, I snapped back after my first one, but my second and third child were only 14 months apart. So I was pregnant right after having my second child. I was pregnant with my next one, a few months later. So I didn't even get the chance to take off the second one. You know what I mean? The second one. So, I mean, it did me in. But what are you going to do? So, anyways, we'll move on to The Young and the Restless. And, okay, let's see. I guess
The Nerve of Devon.
We'll start with Devon and Amanda and all that stuff. I don't know. I'm just not into it. I mean, I want 11 together again. But I know there's a lot of Amanda and Devon fans. But everybody is so relaxed about this going back and forth in this, all the characters. Nate and Amanda and Devon and, oh my God, what's her name? I can't think right now.
Elena.
They are just like, oh, you slept? Okay, well, you guys have a good life together, Oh, you slept together? Oh, okay, you guys have a good life together. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I slept with this one again, so, okay, you guys have a good life together. I mean, what is this? Why isn't somebody beating somebody up and they're laying on the curb?
Okay. So
you take that one.
There was a couple of things that I kind of did applaud. Like, well, okay, let me just say this. First and foremost, with Amanda, I had a huge issue with her just coming into Devon's penthouse and straightening up the couch.
Yeah.
This is my thing. First and foremost, I understand my place is messy, and it's, but that's because I may not want you to see something or touch something or sit in anything. Even beforehand, yes, I know I should clean up. I know. When she found the bracelet, I kept saying, that's what you get. That's what you get. That is what you get. I did enjoy when Devon was talking about how, see, Liam, this is what you should have said, too. This would have made more sense. And you, Chad, too, and Dave. Okay, all three of y'all in the same boat. You let your theories get the best of you. That's why you made these stupid decisions. Like Devon has said, because of the situation, he made Elena be this person that she wasn't. And he kind of made that into a real reality for himself. That's why he did what he did with Amanda. And not understanding where Elena was coming from. And I also, like a couple of weeks ago, Elena said the same thing to Devon. It's like, I never was this jealous person. But you hanging out with Elena and the fact that Amanda, and because of Hillary and stuff, because that is actually accurate. For those who don't know, go back to the first week that Brittany was on that show. Devon was having Elena dressed in Hillary's clothes and doing all of this stuff. So, yeah, it's like you're already competing with something that's not there. But then when you see the look-alike twin and you hanging and it's like, okay, I'm competing with something that I know I'm never. So what am I going to do? With Nate, let the record show that he did have feelings for Elena. He was looking for a way to get to her. With Amanda, when she said that she's not usually a jealous person, but good luck, God bless, and all that. I'm like, well, Amanda, what did you expect? Like, what did you expect? Did you and like, I feel like having one of those sit-down TED Talks and say to both women, what did y'all expect? Like, Amanda, you came into this not knowing, what was going on, and all of a sudden you find out you're the lookalike twin of the dead wife that Elena is trying to compete against. Nate, you're trying to compete against Devon for some reason, but then it's like, okay, like you said, nobody is, like, really facing a consequence. Like, the first time around when all this happened, I know people said, oh, there's going to be a baby, Who's Your Daddy storyline. And I said, no. I was against it. Now the second time, to be honest, what I wanted the Who's Your Daddy storyline, not really.
No.
But there should be some kind of consequence. When Nate said, you know what, I'm done, I'm like, again, are you surprised, Nate? I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only reason Devon ended up with Amanda is because of Hillary. That's the only reason to me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he may not realize it, but, that's how I see it, and I'm sure a lot of other viewers do. And although I am so glad that the actress is back, it's just not, you cannot recreate Hillary.
You can't do that, yeah.
You can't do it.
The lookalikes don't. The lookalikes don't strike the match.
Right, and that's the thing is that, okay, and somebody said something to me on Twitter about this. I said this is the problem that Days of Our Lives and even General Hospital and Young and the Restless all had is that, okay, you killed the popular character off, meaning you had to say goodbye to the actor. And in some cases, yes, you make those ill-fated decisions not knowing how the fans are going to respond. And then you turn around and you hire the actor back. That's great, but they're not going to play the character.
Right.
In some cases, and I can name 2 shows right now that actually did it. You don't always have to make them twins.
Right.
When we found out Michelle Morgan was playing Amanda, it didn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that down the line we were going to find out that Hillary somehow had a twin sister. It took a while. It took a year. And then we found out. But to me, it's like, okay, insert Amanda, who was a Hillary replacement. You might as well not have killed Hillary.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you did the things with Amanda. She did have a good pairing with Billy. I did enjoy that. I just wish they never, I just don't get, eventually we knew, again, let me just say this. I even knew that Devon and Amanda was going to sleep together within the first 6 months of Michelle Morgan coming back. And they've done, I will say this, they did a good job the first 6 months downplaying that chemistry they have because they didn't want to be Hillary and Devon. And I applaud them for that. But storyline-wise, I'm confused. We had something, they made them interesting. They did make that quad interesting. But now it's kind of like, what are y'all doing? I don't get it.
It's flatlined. Yeah, it's flatlined.
It flatlined huge. It flatlined real hard. And it's like, y'all could have done so. Would a baby storyline been justified? Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, to me that's always a last resort. That makes me nuts. So, something else could have been done. I don't know what at this point now.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be, because I feel as though, okay, with Nate, let's look at the individual situation here. Nate's hand is still messed up thanks to Devon. So why couldn't we have Nate go after Devon for screwing up his livelihood? We're going to have Moses. By the way, Young and Restless, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing Moses Winters back.
Young man too. That's going to be Moses.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to say this. I looked at a picture of Julie Mitchell, who played Sophia, and of course Christoph St. John. I buy it. This kid looks like them. Good job casting. I'm like, okay. You're like, okay, I see it. I'm maybe with the arrival of Moses, it will redo something with that quad. Mostly, yes. It's going to be interesting, but I also like to say I also saw chemistry with with Nate and Sharon as well.
Nate and Sharon. Oh, no. No, her and Ray just got married. Leave them alone for a little while.
I know. But it was nice seeing him with other people. It was nice to see him with other people. I was like, hey, all right. Hey.
Why not?
Yeah. Well, speaking of, who poisoned Ray?
Okay.
I'm thinking Chloe.
I think it was an accidental.
Yeah, but it's in all the men's products.
I think
it's in all the men's products.
That's true too.
I don't think Chloe
did it. She was a target.
I don't think Chloe did it. I think she was going to do it, but she couldn't do it because of her livelihood. So I think Chelsea did it. I'll say it. Chelsea did it.
And that wouldn't surprise me either. People are putting out there they think Jordan did it, but what would be Jordan's reasoning?
And get back at Sharon for not letting her for Faith.
For Faith.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but to go to that extreme.
Look,
when you're trying
kids these days.
Look, thank you. And it's a soap opera.
Yeah, that's true too. But I don't know. I just don't see it as Jordan. I could be wrong. I see it more as Chelsea, or maybe Chloe did it by.
I just think I'm going to bank on Chelsea.
But I don't know. I'm just like, I just don't understand going after Ray and not Sharon.
Because
maybe.
Okay, so go ahead, David.
No, you finish it. I just lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
It's okay. I'm sorry, Claudia. Here's the thing. I think Chelsea knew exactly what to do because here's the thing. She lost technically the love of her life, technically speaking, right, with Adam.
Mm-hmm.
She wants Sharon to hurt as much as Chelsea has hurt too, because Chelsea really lost a lot. She lost Adam. Then she lost the ability to walk, talk, and do all that stuff. She's lost a lot, okay? So in order for Sharon to feel that same kind of pain, and also to have kind of a, for it to have an influence on Adam, I would go after Ray too. Take Ray out.
Yeah,
that way,
it could be revenge like that. Yeah, I could see that.
If something happens to Ray, it will be on Sharon and Adam's conscience.
Right.
And Sharon, and it's like, okay, well, like, and you know how Sharon is. Sharon will be like this. Oh, if I didn't do this and do this, and that would also bust up Adam and Sharon's friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Chelsea, girl, you don't have to do it this far.
But then Chelsea's going to have to go down for this sooner or later. So I haven't heard any rumors of her leaving.
No.
Well, to me, Chelsea, because you got to remember, Chelsea's still like, she's hurt. I mean, she's like, she can't move, allegedly. She can't talk, allegedly. She can't do nothing. So really, it's like the first person, okay, if I was Adam, and something like this happened or whatnot, the first person I'm going to look at is going to be Chloe. Because Chloe is, first of all, has a history going after Adam, one.
Mm-hmm.
Two, Chelsea, because Chloe and Chelsea are best friends, look, I ain't going to get into that. Chloe feels as though, okay, because of Sharon, and everything, she hurt my friend. Like, you guys hurt my friend. So guess what? I'm that girl. that will go ahead and protect my friend, and I will do something to you. I can totally see that happening. That's why I said, like, I can see where Chloe may have almost done this, but the last minute she was thinking about, sort of like Gabby on Dead to Alive, thinking about my kids and about Kevin. I ain't going down for you. Nope.
Right, but she did mention, the last I saw, because I didn't see today's yet, where Chelsea was asking her if she did it, and, they went back and forth, and it was like, she gave the impression like she didn't do it, but then she did say she did do it, but she wasn't feeling good about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
But the thing is, eventually, it's going to come out that Chelsea can walk and everything now because Adam already suspects it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see it yet today either. I know he's supposed to catch her in the act this week, so I was wondering if it was today.
I don't know. Did you see today's, Candice?
I did.
Okay, well, spill it. Go ahead.
I'm not, because I want people to watch.
Well, I'm sure the majority of the people have, so don't mind me. But
some people didn't because there was a press conference that interrupted some of the soaps today. So we want people tune in to Paramount Plus. That's the new CBS All Access, and watch what happens today on The Young and the Restless, celebrating their anniversary tomorrow. So, make sure to tune in, give them some love. And, yes, somebody's going to say, Candice is pimping Young and the Restless. I'm pimping all the shows. So, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
How do you feel about Billy and Lily? I don't feel it. Sorry. I don't feel it.
I
don't feel any chemistry whatsoever.
You don't feel as though, okay, because I know I got in so many discussions. I like Billy and Lily because it's a break. It's a break.
Right.
And it's something,
right.
and it's not like they haven't done this before with Billy and Lily. I just find that interesting. A lot of people say, oh, this is the first time Billy and Lily. No, go back to the Billy Miller, years. I feel as though with Billy, because, I'm bringing Victoria into this, okay? Come here, Victoria, come on.
Yeah.
I love what Lily said to Victoria, is that you're mad that he's the man that he was supposed to be, and he's not with you. Now, all of a sudden, you want him back. And I applauded that because that's the thing, is that, again, Victoria is not her father. And Victoria has to get that through her head. It's like, okay, whoever is with you, Victoria, is going to be not perfect. You can't fix them. And vice versa, they can't fix you. And I think, given the circumstances of when Billy and Victoria first started and where they were at, Victoria looks to Billy as a crutch and doesn't realize the potential that he has. Billy doesn't feel that way with Victoria because, well, she's Victoria's child, and Billy's always been considered the loser in every situation. With Billy and Lily is the woman that knows him inside and out. Like, she knows how he is. When he screws up, he screws up. When he's deep into something, he's deep. I enjoy the fact that it started out as just a thing. With Lily, considering the fact, okay, yes, she was with Kane. Yes, that was a relationship. Yes, she went to jail. But now it's like, okay, she's starting her new chapter in her life. So to me, I feel as though they balance each other out. I'm enjoying it because it's like, okay, Billy, are you going to learn your lesson? Because you're not with Victoria, with somebody new.
That's just it. I feel like she's his caretaker or motherly towards him, like reprimanding him. It's just, like, Billy, if you don't straighten up, you're going to have to sit in that corner and put the dunce cap on. And then when you're done and you thought about what you've done, you can come back and talk to me. I just, ugh.
Well, see, the thing is that, okay, I think Lily, because Lily, to me, Billy and Lily, well, on Lily's side, I don't think she realized that she's really, like, they're casual. They're not like, we belong together, Mariah Carey, Boyz II Men, all that stuff. Yes, they shared the I love yous, but again, this is for her. Like, she doesn't, me personally, I think she does not want to see Billy F up again. Because again, she knows him inside and out. She's known him as friends and now intimately. So she knows that when Billy gets a certain way, he messes up. And she's trying to, like, kind of prevent it. Versus Victoria. That's why when Billy said that line to Lily saying, you know, you remind me of Victoria, I felt like slapping Billy myself. Because the sad thing is that Victoria will, like, Billy could do every good thing in the world. It's still not good enough for Victoria. But when Billy messes up, oh my God, Victoria is like sprinkles on ice cream. Well, you did this. This is why we can't be together. This is why you're a bad father. This is why you're a bad business person. You never credit him for anything. And at the same time, you want that credit. You want that. That's why you went after that company. Because you thought that if you get that, people are going to be like, ooh, it's Victoria Newman. Wow. He didn't. So that's like with Billy, Lily, and I love the fact that Lily calls Victoria out. Like, I loved it. Because Victoria was doing the thing that, again, some of these people will do. They use their kids to get closer to their ex-spouse. Or have, like, the kids be like, well, I can't go anywhere without my daddy. Is it okay if my daddy and my mommy just hang out with me? Okay, so that means bonding time with Victoria. Like, I love Lily looking straight to Victoria and saying, I know exactly what you do. I love the fact that Billy also goes to Lily and says, well, guess what Victoria did? She tried to hook me up, trying to make me. I do like that quality because I don't think Billy wants to mess this up. Like, I think he really is maturing right now, but it's going to take something to make him go backwards and make Lily be like, oh.
Well, that's just the other thing, too, that I keep thinking when I watch him. Like, he thinks he's almighty and he can obtain anything. And normally, you know, it's a good thing to have, you know, to believe in yourself, but it blows up his ego and he just thinks, I don't know, it's just his facial expressions and how he acts and how he talks that he's ego-driven and he doesn't think that he's going to fail and he can do everything. And you know that's not going to last. So what's going to happen then? There's going to be a downfall.
He probably won't.
Right. So,
David?
I think he'll cave eventually.
It's like a drug addict being on that ultimate high and then coming down.
That's
and
like
I think
his gambling.
He's going to crash and burn somehow, some way. And then maybe
no one has to make him do it.
Pick up the pieces at that point. I don't know. So,
what could do it?
Well, the baby thing with I still can't get used to Young and the Restless people being 6 feet apart. It's just driving me insane when I watch the show because I see General Hospital and they're hugging and they're kissing and they're sitting next to each other and blah 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 blah. And Young and the Restless, they're still 6 feet apart. Why is all of this other soaps doing it?
Well, they said it's going to be like the next couple of weeks is going to kind of get back to normal.
I hope so because that brought to mind because when I said the baby thing, with them, all the women sitting 6 feet away from each other. This is such a happy moment. And there's Nina, and there's, what's her name, and what's her name, you know what I mean? They're supposed to be super excited this baby thing is happening. Not once have I even seen a hug out of anybody.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So what do you think of this baby thing? Is it going to be a good thing in the end, or what?
Oh, I don't know. It depends if they ever get a chance to come back. I think it'd be a little more interesting.
Okay.
We don't know about that because he already knows there's going to be a sperm donor.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So we need to obviously address the elephant in the room. This story probably went differently because the actor who plays Chance is no longer there. He got fired within a day. Okay. Like Eric Braden said with this story, like somebody tweeted him about, situations like this, is right now they're trying to still figure out, because they had so much, like weeks and months of scripts and stories that had probably Chance in it, that they had to do like an emergency rewrite. I can tell you.
Wait. Hold up. So he was fired like without them knowing they were going to fire him? Like this was something that just...
all right. So let me break it down. So when everybody found out that Donnie Boaz, who formerly played Chance, got fired, he pretty much had a whole timeline on his Instagram page. This is before the edit version came out, because some of us was real quick on it. And he said that on December 24th at 4 p.m., keep in mind, Donnie had just came back to work, I think the week prior, from Corona and whatnot. And then the following week, December 24th, when he was on vacation, he said that Young and the Restless had called him and said that he was let go.
Right.
Pretty much. Okay. So story-wise, like, they already was getting ready to do, like, mid-January, early February, probably even March. So somebody had, asked and said, because the fact that they had just, if you remember the episode, it was like, okay, they asked Mariah to be the carrier and all that stuff, and then that Monday was Chance found out that he had low sperm count because of his shooting. That was it. And then the next thing you know, he took a mission, and that was it. So it was kind of like, right. So some people was like, okay, since somebody is gone from the storyline, they ain't going to continue the storyline. They were still going to continue it, but it's just they had to kind of like make do with what they had, and you probably won't notice it. With this storyline, to be honest, I can see them trying to also, and this is just my opinion, do like what Melissa Orway had to do, who plays Abby in real life. She, does have a daughter who she had, adopted, but that's her own child. Because, I think where it was already a train that was in motion, and it's sort of like, okay, we got to fix the wheel as we, do things. With this storyline, it is interesting of the people that's in it. You have Mariah and Tessa. Okay, I need for them to do this. I want this to open up a gate to past and current feelings. Mariah made a comment a couple of weeks ago when everybody was saying for her to talk to a psychiatrist, and she said it was Sharon. She was talking to, and I was like, no, girl, you're not talking to your mother. Like, no, we're not doing that. Because to me, Mariah, first and foremost, Young and Restless, we knew that you was going to do something with Mariah and Abby because y'all rushed their friendship. With that being said, I think that with Mariah and Tessa, to me, this story can start with Abby, because Abby's already doing it. She's a Newman Abbott chancellor. Lord Jesus.
Oh, Lord.
She's that person that has OCD. She overanalyzes everything. She has to have everything right there, perfect plan. She's that kid. She's that person. We all know that type of person. I can see where she realizes that, you know what, this is too much. And she'll be like, you know what, I'm out. I can see Devon. This is why. Come on now. Devon is a foster kid. Like, his thing is that he wanted biological kids. Who did he have biological kids with twice? And sadly, they died. Was with Hillary. Mm-hmm. So to me, I feel as though like Devon is doing this. But like you said, I'm going to be the fun uncle. I'm going to be the uncle. I'm going to be there. But there's some real, like, let's peel that back. There's some real emotions there. Let's find out why he's afraid to, like, let's really, like, I need a special, okay, where we figure out, like, uncover Devon's feelings, like his real feelings. Yeah, I'm glad that they had, the lawyers telling everybody, okay, this is your legal right. You don't do this, they can do this. Da 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 da. With Tessa, I understand what she's doing, but at the same time, I would be the one to be like, do you realize what you're going to do and how this is going to affect our relationship? I don't know how they're going to, like, because I saw some people saying they need to do away with the story, but you can't do away with something that you already started. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, if you're not going to have Abby a part of it, easy out. She can easily out say, you know what, I thought about it. It wouldn't be right if me and Chance wasn't together while Chance is on a mission to, Gruba Gumpe. I don't know where he is. I can see where Devon is like, I changed my mind. Like, I want to have my first biological kid with the person that I love. And then you have Mariah and Tessa, who now, because they've been exposed to it, it's like, okay, where do they stand with their relationship? Like, do they want kids in their future? Do they want to be married together? Like this, like, it could easily be saved. It's just, right now you got to go through the whole stuff.
So do you think that somewhere down the line they're going to recast Chance? Because if I say this answer, Chance is going to be killed off, but I don't see why they would do that.
I just see this as like the Eric and Nicole thing on Days of Our Lives. You have the husband away, so you pretty much have the wives kind of like still in the story, but they can't really do anything. I'm going to say the most unpopular opinion of the podcast tonight. I don't want them to recast Chance unless they know what they want to do with Chance.
Yeah, that's true.
That makes sense. They have to know.
They kind of messed up Chance. I'm going to be honest. I was off. If you go back to the podcast, I said I can't wait for Chance to come home. I've been saying it for the last couple of years. But they made Chance so interesting when they had him team up with Adam. Of all characters, you have Adam Newman and Chance Chancellor, good boy Chance Chancellor, teaming up in Vegas. I want to know more. That was, to me, that was my storyline, and it wasn't even being shown on the. So to me, I think they kind of ruined him a little bit. I don't think the writing was for him for this go around. Down the line, if they have,
you don't think Donnie fit in the role?
No, and anybody comes after me, I have very good reasons for it. There's times where on soap, and this is the truth, that there's actors who is miscast. To me, Donnie, and this is again, Donnie. To me, I did not see Chance. I did not see a chance in him.
Well, I liked Melissa's husband when he stepped in.
Oh yeah. Justin did a great job. I'm surprised. I'll be honest. I'm surprised that on Tuesday or Wednesday's episode we didn't hear the role of Chance Chancellor is now being played by Justin Gatlin.
Yep, I know.
No, I do say that Young and Restless had the best one due to illness. The role. I'm like, really? Y'all like really?
We don't hear that anymore.
Oh, I was like, due to illness. I was like, okay, due to not paying your bill, the role of. I just thought that was so. But yeah,
doing that. I really do. I think when there's a new character, a new actor taking over for a character, they should say,
the role of,
or it's been recast, or whatever the case might be. I think they should do that. But, what are you going to do? Just people turning on their TV and seeing a new face and have no idea what's going on.
Right. The role of new face is being played by old face. Like,
oh my gosh.
So do you think maybe Devon will transfer his paternal feelings toward Abby?
No.
Well, that was a thought in my head for about 30 seconds.
Here's the thing. Back in the day. When I say back in the day, I mean back, way back in the day. I could have said I could see Devon and Abby. When I say back, it wasn't like a long-term relationship, by the way. It was just like wham, bam, bang, bam.
Yeah.
With Mariah and Devon, I don't want to talk about it. Because I don't know what was going on. But I must have blanked because I just didn't feel anything. I think with Devon, the thing is, you got Devon, who is a millionaire. Josh, remember that he's a millionaire, billionaire, and he should be like a cad. He like dating here, dating there, dating everywhere. I feel as though like he's running away from like his nightmare is he doesn't want to lose anybody, and I think he feels a certain type of way about children now because he literally did lose 2 kids. He did lose, the babies with Hillary. He wanted a family with Hillary, and sadly that came to a tragic end. So to me, and again, this is where Young and Restless, write us again if you need me. I'm here. Play in Devon's history. His real father didn't really want him, Tucker. His foster father, Neil, great man, took care of him. Devon, and I wish, and it goes back to something I've always said, is that if Devon became a father, like if he was a father, what kind of father would he be? Would he want to be like Neil, or because of DNA, would he be like Tucker? And that may be his fear.
This is true.
The role of head writer of Young and the Restless is now being played by Candice Mack. Hi.
Oh my gosh. Well, anything else you guys want to hit on for Young and the Restless? Lola, I would imagine, is going to be leaving. What do you guys think?
Supergirl.
She's going to do double duty. Yep.
You know what? I don't know if we cheerleaded this or whatnot, but first and foremost, Sasha, job well done, girl. Congratulations on Supergirl.
I love the video of her when she found out. Oh my God, that was so funny.
That made me cry.
Yeah.
That made me cry. Like, because, okay, real quick, just like with life, you never know what's going to happen. And of course, last year, y'all remember that, 2020, y'all remember. We made it. The thing is that with Sasha, she beat out 400, let me say this loud enough, 426 other actresses to get this part.
Yeah.
And for that one person, because everybody, I love when soap Twitter came, the soap community, we may disagree on a lot of things. We may agree on a lot of things and whatnot, but we all agreed on this, to go after this one person, and because this person said, oh, great, it's a soap opera actress.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I saw that.
What you don't do is you don't offend. Like I said, soap fans, we have our differences. We do. But when you are somebody who just say and had the eye roll emoji and say, and the way it said
the earrings
it was like,
off, and that was it.
It was it. It was to the point where a certain co-host of the show, I'm not going to mention that person's name, but tweeted that person and say, oh, in your bio, it says you're a Star Wars fan. Person replied and says, yes, I am. I said, you know, you owe a great deal of respect to the soap genre for Star Wars. He was like, how so? I said, you know, Mark Hamill was on. The co-host. I'm sorry. No, it was me. Everybody had to.
Let's not forget who stepped into the role too of Superman.
Oh yeah. Well, no,
Two of them.
Pam, when I say that everybody had receipts, you started with Christopher Reeve. You started with, like, the Marvel comics of everybody. You started with, you know, again, he's a Star Wars fan. We was like, you know, Mark was on General Hospital. Did you know that James Earl Jones and Billy D. Williams both was on Down Light? You know, like, he was like, I get it. I'm sorry that if I offended anybody. I said, no. See, now you put more gasoline because everybody, including, I believe Michael Park, I believe some of the soap actors was, like, also commenting, because everybody was really happy for Sasha. I mean, people from Days of Our Lives was congratulating her. Bold, you know, like, everybody was, because this was a big deal. This is a big thing. And yes, it is, you know, and let's be real, Young and Restless fans, they haven't really used Sasha in the last couple of months.
Right.
And I kind of always said, and I said probably around November, December, I said, you know, if something was to happen to Ray, we'll probably see Lola.
Yeah.
Look at Soap Jesus working. I don't know what she's going to do. I mean, her part in the movie, which is The Flash, coming out soon, everybody. Okay. First of all, really quick, I got to do this. Sasha's going to be working with Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
All right, that's like the comic book geek in me. Like, I was so freaking happy when I got my comicbook.com email. Hi guys, and they said newcomer Sasha Calle, and I was like, wait a minute, I know that girl. I was like, no, that can't be who I think it is. And I saw it, and I was like, that's my baby girl. Like, But then I realized, I was like, what does this mean for her and Young? I personally would think that she would still continue to do both. You know, like, because it's going to be a movie, you know, but it's going to be a big movie. I would me personally, I would still hang on to Young and the Restless, because you never know.
Yeah.
But, you know, we wish her, whatever she decides, we're going to follow. Like, she's super girl.
Yeah.
And she's the first Latina, right? Yeah, first.
Yeah,
girl.
Latina.
So she made history.
Yeah,
so
she
top
did.
that tweeter who said just a soap opera actor. Give me a break. Oh my God, Pam, I will show you that. You will see how many people. When I say people, like, I think Ron Calavati said something. I know that Eric Braeden said something. I was like, okay, once you got Eric Braeden tweeting you back, dude, you're over. Like, that's it. Like, like you don't need us anymore. Bye. Like, but yeah. So and especially
I would have joined in. You know that.
Oh man, it was that time. I don't know if he still got the tweet up. I don't know if his account is still up or not.
I forgot what his name
don't
was.
mess with I remember. I got it. I'll send it to you. But like I said, one thing about the soap community, and I think, you know, again with like Sasha, it goes back to, look who has come from the soap opera world, and whether it's music, theater, television, whatnot, you take a look, the majority of everybody has started on a soap opera, regardless.
I can give you Joan Crawford. And Christina Crawford.
Even some of your favorite movie actors and primetime actors have wanted to do a soap.
Yep.
Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah, even somewhere I read the other day, they were talking about Morgan Freeman. Look how huge he is.
Yes.
Lawrence Fishburne. Come on now. Like, there's a guy named, he's on this show called This Is Us, called Justin Hartley. I don't know. But, you know, you just think about, it's crazy. You really think about, especially like, okay, again, superhero movies and stuff like that. I mean, some started on primetime soaps. Chris Pratt. I mean, I know he's not a popular name to say, but Chris Pratt, you know, everybody know him as Star-Lord in Marvel movies and stuff. He started on Everwood. Who was on Everwood too? Betty White. Who was Betty White on? She was on Born to Be Beautiful. Look at that. See, look, I can go back with 6 degrees of separation right now for this. But I just, you know, and you're seeing it now with the future talent. I mean, you take a look at the soaps right now. You have Victoria Carlsbad, who plays Sierra. You know, she was up for Batwoman. Didn't get it. But she was that still got me going because I called that years ago, like a year ago. I wanted her to play Batgirl. It's okay.
I didn't realize she was up for that.
Yeah. But when she said it, I was like, my mouth dropped. It was like, okay. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So I think we covered pretty much everything on Y&R. So let's hit GH for the last 20 minutes.
And nothing really happened. I mean, God died. God came back to talk to his son. Sonny got amnesia.
What? I mean, I'm like dumbfounded that they killed off Franco. Because why? For why? Everybody loves Roger. Well, not everybody, but the majority of the people do. Yeah. And to have him come back in a couple months or next, what is it? He's coming back in May, right?
Yeah.
He's coming back to work right after Easter break when everyone else does. Because they got 2 weeks.
Yeah, so his first episodes will be around May.
Right.
Yeah.
So is he Franco? Is he Todd? Or is he a new character?
Okay, so I'm gonna be like Anthony here. So pretty much it was contract negotiations. And they didn't quite meet the deadline, so this is what happened. And then they renegotiated, and, you know, I guess, you know, some stuff happened and whatnot. And that's why Roger is back. Here's the thing. Okay. I've been saying this for years about soaps. Is that I miss the good old days where they killed off a main character. Not day player number 12. And just leave them there. Like, no. Oh, my God. Oh, nothing that. First and foremost, kudos for them to put 2 of the characters that fans are so 50-50 split on. Some people like Peter, some people don't. Some people love Franco, some people don't. To have them be the 2 in that scene where, okay, we don't know anything. We don't know nothing. All we know is Peter versus Franco. Gunshot goes off. Who gonna die? When they said it was Franco, I'm going to be honest. I felt bad for the Frizz fans. Because this was a couple that the writers, and, you know, I love it. And Roger Howard usually doesn't do interviews. So when all this came out after the show, I was like, that's how you're supposed to do it, too, instead of us knowing much, like, weeks beforehand. And the thing that he said was, he knows that if it wasn't for them pairing him up with Elizabeth, Franco would have just been done. I agree. I was one of those people who, I'm not a huge shipper, but like I said, I could see chemistry. And I did see the chemistry between Roger and with Becky. But then again, when you're working with Rebecca Herbst, everybody has chemistry. Just saying.
Yeah.
Right.
She shines.
I was really surprised at the fact that it actually stuck. Because I was waiting for the week after for maybe a toe to move, and we find out that Franco is really somewhere in a hidden corpse or something like that. And you had Scotty and them all laughing and saying, ha, 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 ha. We got Peter where we want him.
No, that's what
I thought that was going to happen.
I thought.
Yeah.
But I think that's because we're so conditioned to not believe that a main character can actually die and stay dead on the show. So I give GH kudos for that. Again, like I said, I felt bad. But this story, let me just tell you something. I'm gonna be honest. There was 4 people that shined in the storyline. Obviously, Rebecca Herbst.
Yeah.
I mean, my gosh. Okay. The second one was actually was Roger Howard himself.
Right.
Because like the time frame leading up to it and him talking him down and all that stuff, I was like, like I think Franco knew what was going to happen to him. It was either going to be the tumor or a gunshot. Something's going to, Ken Shriner.
Yep.
Ken Shriner, let me explain. I think for newer viewers, they now understand why Ken Shriner is a GH icon of General Hospital. He helped General Hospital be built. The line that got me is that I've lost 3 kids.
Oh my
Karen,
God, me too. Me too.
Logan, and now Franco.
Leave his kids alone.
Right. When he said there should be a law, of parents burying their kids, I felt that because I've lived that.
Yep. Yep.
I was like that, like he's and to know Franco and Scotty's relationship and how that has actually like really evolved, you felt you felt for him. The final person, I don't even think I need to say this, but I'm going to say it, is William Lipton.
Yeah.
That boy,
boy
is a star right there. Like, and I will praise this young man, okay? Because not since Jonathan Jackson, and I mean, yes, Tom Pelfrey, but I'm talking about General Hospital. Like, to me, William showed the emotions of everyone.
Yeah.
The denial of like, no, I just saw him. He was just here. To him being strong for his family. To him having the moment with Xander, we'll talk about that in a minute, where he just like, it all came together so well. Of him handling, and again, the line is, of all my father figures, I have none. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. The Franco storyline is very interesting because this is an umbrella storyline. Because now you got Jason involved. Well, you had, and for some people who were saying about Elizabeth, like, oh, this is bad about Elizabeth. Elizabeth is grieving right now. So right now she's not listening to anybody. She's not listening to Jason. She's not listening to Carly. She's not listening to anybody. Franco just died. Where's her parents at? That's my question, GH. Where's her parents? But we'll let that go. But it's like right now she's cold. Because she doesn't understand.
No, and she's not.
Well, it makes sense to her because of her grief, but also because she knows what.
What Jason was going to do, like that Franco had asked Jason to kill him.
Right, what he promised.
Yeah. And the thing is that, all right, like to me, okay, I know that there's a history with Jason and Elizabeth. And like Carly said, you know that he would never do this to you. Okay, Carly, right. You're in a predicament too because you don't want to lose your best friend. You already lost your husband, allegedly. So you don't want to lose your best friend. So half of me, when Carly came to Elizabeth and said that, I was like, you're trying to make a pitch for Jason. But, like, at the same time, I understood what she was saying. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, Carly, this woman is grieving. Right now, she doesn't have everything you're saying does make sense, but right now it's not sticking with her. Because right now, all she can think about is the fact that Jason would do anything somebody tells him to do. And the fact that him and Franco already had history, bad blood at that, Elizabeth is like, okay, I don't know what to believe right now. But this storyline, like, I was glad that Roger's coming back, but you're right, Pam. Who is he going to play? Let's take a look here. Could he be Todd Manning? Well, One Life to Live rights are back at ABC, and you never know. Could he play Jimmy Boy Huckabee? I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be interesting when May comes because half of me thinks he's a recast version of Drew to gaslight Peter to get Peter out of the show. I'm sorry, Pam. I already set Peter's memorial service and everything for this summer. Thank you.
Blah, 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 blah. They can't hear you. They think we're having technical difficulties again.
Oh, I'll help you out. Summertime is going to be a memorial. There you go.
I can't hear you. What?
Sorry, missed that 2 times.
No, actually, I mean, if you know, if it happens,
there's no way. There's no way.
It's a good reason because you know he did do all those things, but I just like the actor.
I know.
I do too.
I know. But this is about the character of Peter August, who stayed too long. And he's to me, I think he's going to do something to Maxie and that baby. To me, he needs to pay for all the crimes that he's done. And to me, Memorial in June. I'll make the programs. Mm-hmm.
You better bring me a big Kleenex box, woman.
Yep. Oh,
it's sadly because
before you say anything else, there's one thing I wanted to get off my chest about this, and it's been nagging at me. I don't care if it is. I think Brooklyn is faking it.
Oh yeah. I think she's faking pregnancy too. Oh yeah. But she's smart as I don't know what, though. That is Tracy Quartermain's grandchild right there. That is Tracy Quartermain's grandchild right there.
Yes,
that's a
she's
smart
only
right
supposed
there.
to be
she's
4
smart.
months. It was supposed to be 4 months. She's more. Unless she's carrying a baby elephant.
Well, I put a tweet out the other day with how huge she was. I said, "Are you sure she's only having one baby? I mean, is there twins in there that she don't know about, or what the heck?" I mean, she's huge. So
at first, I thought they were going to do a baby.
Well, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Well, at first, here's the thing. Before I came to that conclusion, I was thinking, all right, General Hospital, you better not be plotting a baby switch storyline.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have Brooklyn and Maxie both pregnant and probably around the same time, which I'm like, really? How? Like, I'm sorry, Brooklyn is not that far, but okay, so I'll bend the belief here. So I'm like, okay, are they going to do where Peter swaps the baby or something like that and make Maxie boo-hoo and cry and all that stuff? I was like, no. But then I really thought about Brooklyn, and it wasn't, I think, when she was talking to Valentine and stuff like that. I was like, you know what? This girl is so faking it. I said, this girl is so faking it because she's trying to get her shares back. I was like, brilliant.
That's what I was going to say. You think she's doing it just to get the company back?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She is. When I tell you this is Tracy Quartermain's grandchild, this is Tracy Quartermain's grandchild.
Yeah.
Tracy withheld medication from Dad, even though Edward played her. But this is, you know what? I need Jane Elliott to come back to GH just for this moment. Just for this moment. I just need this to happen. I feel bad for Ned. Because Ned has become his worst nightmare, his grandfather.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I love it. I love the new.
I think he's starting to realize that with everything that's happened with Olivia and stuff.
Well, I think he even said, like, when he made a comment when Brooklyn got her neck slashed and everything, where he says, I don't want to have the same relationship that my mother and my grandfather had. But then he says, but the more I look in the mirror, I'm starting to see Edward every day. And I'm like, yep. Sometimes you can't help it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You are named after him. So.
Well, I mean, that's like that in real life, too. You don't always intend on being the parent that was, not the good one. but because you're
going to get your parents' traits.
Because you were raised that way, too. You know, even though you have stuff. I'll tell you, okay, here's in real life. Me and my brother and my sister, of course, we all, you know, grew up together with my mom, my dad. They got divorced when I was 16. And my father was an alcoholic and abuser. And I swore up and down, backwards and sideways, I would never let anybody treat me like that. And when I watched what my mother went through and what we went through and that. And the very first relationship that was serious, he ended up abusing me. And I took it for a long time, 3.5 years. Until one day, I just woke up. And I said, enough is enough. And I walked away, and I never let anybody abuse me again. My brother,
proud of you.
Thank you. My brother turned to drugs and alcohol. Thank God he's been clean for 30 years, but he turned into my father, even though he swore he would never be like him. So you're going to go one way or another. You're going to be either the complete opposite or you're going to fall into that same boat. And it's all up to you and your mindset and how you want to live your life and how you want to treat others. So I can see Ned becoming his grandfather because that's who he was around all the time.
Yeah.
Instead of choosing to be like, well, then again, look who his mother is, too. You know?
Yeah.
So, you know, he got double whammy there. But, yeah, you just never know. So, but he could wake up again and say, nope, I'm not going to be like this. I'm not going to ruin my life and my children's life and, you know, and my marriage and whatever. And I think he is waking up to that. But I do kind of like Olivia and Robert together.
Oh, yeah.
David?
Yes. Yes, I do too. It's going to be interesting to see how that they wrap, and if Olivia and Ned can patch it, or is Robert going to be attempting offer from afar?
I don't know. I kind of see them setting up Robert and Jackie.
I can see Robert and Jackie.
Quit moaning and say what you're going to say, Candice.
No offense to Kim Delaney or anything, but I just don't think Jackie's needed anymore.
Sorry. You know what? I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Like, I mean, with the whole Finn thing, like, okay, granted, I love seeing Kim back on again. See, another person who started in daytime, who became successful in primetime and did some movies and came back to daytime. Look at that. Look how that works. Just a soap opera actress. Give me okay. Anyway, I feel as though with the whole Finn chase, all that stuff, I feel as though she was just brought in for a story arc, not to really be there for a long time. And I think even though her, you know, like, yeah, Robin and her, like, you know, like they could do stuff with Jackie, but I just don't see her. I just don't want Jackie to become a Peter August. No offense, or Hayden, or Nell, where she was only brought in for a story arc, and they're going to try somehow, some way. I mean, granted, they have Chase now connected to her. She is a part of the GH, Candice and stuff. But I just don't see anything else for her.
No, I don't either.
Yeah.
Other than,
I have to say that I don't either, but I sure do, and I sure have enjoyed watching her.
Yeah.
I just absolutely adored her on All My Children. I just absolutely adored her. And when I heard she was coming to GH, I was thrilled to death. But I don't see, it's almost like they've cornered her.
Mhm.
So,
I don't think they cornered her. I just think she just served her purpose.
Yeah, that's true too.
They only said that she was coming on for the arc.
Mm-hmm.
Although I thought maybe she'd maybe for old time's sake, that she would hook up with Martin.
Okay.
Or
I was going to say something. Okay. So I clearly they're not going to go with the whole Martin Gray, because All My Children fans will be just like me and say,
"Yep,
ew, that's Tad and Jenny. You can't do that." But I again, if they were, and I'm not saying this to like knock anything, but it's just to me, I didn't even see anything further for Jackie. I really didn't, other than this whole Chase and Finn and all that. I don't see anything else.
And let me just say, I'm not really happy, even though I knew before that, because there's always been that rumor is Finn, Chase's father. I'm not happy about that. I don't like his father.
Well,
maybe he's not.
Okay, Pam, do you remember? I think we had talked about this when we found out that Jackie and Finn, and we kind of speculated. Actually, this speculation's been out for a long time. That
right,
in the typical soap fashion and everything. So for them to go ahead and kind of confirm it, I was like, dang. But I love something that was done that no other soap has done in a very long time. A second DNA test.
They haven't done that yet.
I was very happy. Yeah, well, the fact that they mentioned it was like, look, I'm going to take another DNA test. I don't, just to make sure. I was like, well, they can do that on the soap? Wait, they can take more than one DNA test? Wait, I was like, because okay, on Days of Our Lives, you need to take at least 5 DNA tests in Salem Hospital.
Yeah.
And
basically.
GC, you need to take some too. So to me, I'm like, okay, thank you, General Hospital, for reminding us that, yes, this is soap opera. We need more than one DNA test. I just see this going 2 ways, because I love the speech that Chase said to his now grandfather. You raised me.
Oh, my God, I cried.
You will always be my father, no matter what any kind of test say. To me, with Finn, he gained 2 kids in the last 2 years, a daughter and now a son. But the thing is,
we're not sure yet now.
Well, here's what okay, so I'm going to play devil's advocate, because I can see this happening. If they get the test results back and it still says that Finn is the father, just so he doesn't mess up anybody's, life or anything, I can see where he tells Chase and the first DNA was a lie. The second DNA test, keep in mind, the second one concluded that you guys are really father and son. I'm just the brother. Just to save face, kind of keeping this secret till the day he dies. I'm not going to mess up Chase's life. And I don't want to mess up my father's life. But sadly, the whole Jackie situation is kind of out of hand. I can see where it stays the same, but
you think so?
Yeah, I can see that, but also I'm kind of hoping that he does find out that it is that the test still says what it said, but Finn makes that decision of, okay, I'm going to keep this to myself, and I'm just going to say that the test lied, and that that the father and
secrets never stay secret forever. So
I just worry that it's going to happen after Gregory's gone. They'll find the truth.
Yeah,
that's what I'm worried about.
To me, I think Finn just doesn't want to, because he knows he's looking at Peter. He's going to look at Peter, like the fact that Peter found out that Anna wasn't his mother and that Alex was, which, by the way, GH, thank you for correcting that. I think Finn does not want that to kind of happen to Chase. Like, okay, for so long you believe that this person was your father, only for you to have the truth ripped from you, and surprise, your brother is really your father. Chase is already done too much as it is.
That line you just said right there.
Oh yeah, like I know. But I can see Finn kind of doing the thing that he told Anna that wasn't right with him. You lied to me. Well, Finn is going to have to lie to Chase and say, yeah, the test came back. Dad is dead. You know, I'm still your brother.
Okay, so they start out as brothers, then he's his father, then he's not his father, now he's back to his brother.
I mean, look, it works on all these soaps, so it's kind of like crazy. I don't know.
Darn it, Cyrus.
You're not my sister, you're my aunt. No, you're my mother. No, you're my cousin. No, you're my twin. No,
wait, no. The best one is, everybody, this is my fiance. No, it's not. It's your brother. What?
Oh my God!
Like, what are you talking about? We slept together. Well, you slept with your brother. Dang.
Yeah, and you know what? Let me cut in here. Have you been watching the V.C. Andrews movies?
Yes.
I haven't. No.
So there you go. You can't be with Paul because he's your half brother. There you go.
Brother. No, you gotta do it right. You gotta do it right, Tam. Okay, do it again. Do the voice real quick. Do the voice. Say Bridgerton. Say Bridgerton.
Yeah.
You want me to do it?
I'm laughing too much now.
Okay. You cannot be with him. He's your half brother. I had to literally bite my lip right now because I had to do it just like they did. You can't.
Oh my gosh!
He's
and
your half
is
brother.
Laura not kicking butt on there? Oh my God! Her character. I keep saying to myself, "Ooh, karma! Karma's gonna get you."
I know. If you guys have not seen it, you guys need to watch it. It's so good. Lifetime. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh my God.
And next week, All That Glitters or something. I can't think of the exact title. Next week, Kristen Alfonso is on there. Yes, ma'am.
I might actually live tweet that. I don't know yet. I gotta see what the schedule looks like, but I think I'm probably gonna do it. I don't know. I did it with General Hospital. I live. Can I make a mention real quick before we close out? I just want to say, Ted Brandon, you stopped back in that role of Xander Smith as if you did not leave that role of Xander Smith. You, William Lipton, did everything.
So good.
That scene was awesome. Like, okay, I know people who knew Chad, they know this. That scene was awesome. Like, it was everything. It was everything for me as a Xander fan. First of all, I was glad he had a tombstone, and this has been going on for 17 years of me trying to figure out if he had Because I was like, well, and I had to go back to remember that Elizabeth did pay for it. I've always, like I said, I've always wanted to know if Xander and Cameron met, what would their relationship be like? Or how would Cameron perceive Xander? I loved every minute of it when he said it was a mistake. I was like, yeah, well, that's true. That's the history. But I'm just like, is having a place where you get, I'm sorry, I'm saying it, better looking? Because seriously, I'm like, yeah, okay. I had a crush moment. I ain't gonna lie. I did.
I knew you would.
The only thing I do wish, though, I'm gonna agree with some people. I wish they did not tell us Chad was coming back, though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, regardless, it was gonna be. Yeah, if it was a surprise.
Up off the floor, though.
Although, I mean, literally, like I tell this all the time. I was on lunch break. I saw the Entertainment Weekly tax alert, and they said Chad Brandon's going to be on, and I was like, okay, Young and the Russells, because I've always been pimping him out on that. And when they said they're bringing him back on General Hospital, I was like, what? I was like, wait, that's cool, because I think that was. I'm like, okay, if he's coming back as Xander, I'm like, okay, it's a soap opera. But he also played another character for a split second. So, but I was just excited. But then when I saw he was working with William Lipton, I was like, I'm really hoping for that. So I enjoyed those things. Like I said, the dialogue was perfect. I even posted a clip of when Xander saw his biological father, Cameron. That's who Cameron's named after, by the way, who was played by Lane Davis. And there's a scene where the same kind of reaction, like the same kind of anger, the angst that Cameron had towards Xander had towards Cameron. So I was like, okay, casting-wise, writing-wise, y'all are nailing this. You're nailing Cameron. I enjoyed that. Like I said, if you are a fan of General Hospital, you think about how many father figures Cameron has had. It all does start with Xander, because it was Xander, Rick, Lucky, incorporate Jason, Drew, Franco. All of them have some way left that boy.
Exactly.
And GH, I'm not going to forgive you for how you made Lucky a deadbeat. I'm not. GH, you got to fix that. Recast Lucky.
I've never understood that. They recasted Lucky when Jonathan left, so why not recast him again? At least to make an appearance every now and again, or make a Zoom call.
My question is, I feel as though it's this. I feel as though for you not to have neither of Luke and Laura's kids on the canvas, that's a problem. That's a problem I'm having. Is that, okay, you got Lulu in a coma. Where was Lucky at? Lucky should have came home. You have, his mother is mayor. Why not make a guest appearance? Elizabeth, the kids. Check up on the kids. Like I know they said the Aiden. By the way, real quick, the Franco funeral, I'm going to say this. I did not believe that was the same kids who played Aiden and Hudson West. I did not until there was a certain moment I looked and I was like, that is not Hudson West. I was like, that baby got tall. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, Jake. I'm like, they're almost as tall as Becky.
I know.
I was like, how is this? When did all these kids grow up? You got Cindy, who plays Trina. She graduated. Congratulations, honey. Eden McCoy, she's getting ready to graduate. William Lipton's going to college. I'm like, even Nicholas, who plays Spencer, he's the student president of his sophomore class. I'm like, when did all y'all grow up?
Right.
I'm like, I was like, I don't know, but with Lucky, I feel as though, look, Jonathan, Jacob, Greg, somebody could come in and play this role. I don't understand the way that they've now made Lucky. We got some problems.
Yeah, I would never, ever, ever believe that he would be a deadbeat dad. Never.
Oh, yeah, me either. Especially because of the history where he kept saying he was not going to be like Luke.
Right. And here he's been gone for how many years?
I mean, like I said, when Elizabeth said that Aiden, now this was a couple of months ago, Aiden was over with Lucky in Ireland. I'm like, okay, and that there's occasional video chats. But my thing is, he needs to be present now.
Yeah.
Like, your brother just came back from the dead, Nicholas. He got married. Don't you want to see do you not want to see what's going on?
He hasn't been around for weddings, funerals, nothing. Nothing.
Well, the same could be said for Elizabeth's parents, but I'm going to let it go.
Yeah.
Because this has been going on for 24 years now.
Yeah.
This year marks 24 years for her, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
Where's Heather Weber with her son being dead?
Oh, see, now I'm waiting to see. Okay, cover your ears, Pam. I wouldn't be surprised in June or May sweeps we see Heather Weber come back and kill Peter. All right, Pam, you can come back now. All right, everybody.
Anyway.
It's hard.
But no, Heather Weber, Jeff Weber, I mean, any of the Webers besides Elizabeth. Hello? Anybody
Sarah?
home?
Graham?
Anybody home? Time to come home. Make an appearance of some kind.
Exactly.
But I don't know. Well, we got 2 minutes left, so anything else you want to say on GH?
Nothing I can think of right now.
No, I'm just going to say this. Make sure you're watching all the soaps because you can pretty much guess who's going to be submitting something for next year. Just fine.
Who's going to be submitting, what did you say?
For next year's Emmys, daytime Emmys. You're seeing people's Emmy reels now. You're seeing a lot of Emmy reels now. Again, Rebecca Herbst, Ken Schreiner, William Lipton. I'm just going to put them three out right now. Well, no, I mean for next year. Not this year, but for next year.
Oh.
Yeah, next year. Yeah. So,
Why is you know what? I posted and I didn't even get a chance to read it. I was going to go back and read it.
It's a lot of rules changing. It's a lot of rules changing.
I was going to ask what was going on with that.
Yeah, it's the pre-non. They've decided to do away with that, but again, social media, you guys know who probably already submitted because people was asking. They're changing the age limits for the younger performer category, which is also going to change again next year. The digital drama series are now called limited drama series, and if they do a certain amount of episodes for the following year count, they can actually be included with the best drama series along with the 4 soaps.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, thanks for explaining that because I didn't get a chance to go back and read.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's say good night, everybody. We're at the 30-second mark, and thanks for coming back and listening if you are. With our technical difficulty, we don't know what happened, but that's live radio, as I've said before, and it's, poop happens. So, everybody, we will see you in 2 weeks, maybe next week, but definitely in 2 weeks. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Good night, everybody.